The Great Western Exodus isn't slowing down, it's accelerating. However, 90% of what you hear about it is complete bullshit. We expose the myths, reveal the actual data, and share first-hand accounts from people who've made the leap. From economic realities to quality of life comparisons, discover what's really driving millions to abandon their home countries and why Southeast Asia keeps topping the destination lists. No political rhetoric, just facts and real experiences from those who've walked the walk. Don't let media hysteria or family fear-mongering keep you trapped. Watch this before you dismiss your exit plan as fantasy. Welcome to Beyond Borders Blueprint, where you will unlock the beauty of the world with unforgettable journeys, hidden gems, and adventures that take you far beyond the ordinary. The cost of living crisis in the West. One of the most significant reasons people are leaving the West is the escalating cost of living. Housing prices in cities like London, San Francisco, Sydney, or Vancouver have reached astronomical levels, making homeownership a distant dream for young professionals and even middle-aged workers. Rent consumes a massive portion of monthly income, leaving little room for savings or leisure. Groceries, healthcare, and utilities have also risen dramatically, meaning that even well-paying jobs often do not guarantee financial security. In contrast, in many Southeast Asian cities, a Westerner can enjoy a comfortable lifestyle, spacious housing, quality food, and even domestic help at a fraction of the cost. Southeast Asia is unsafe. One of the biggest misconceptions Westerners hold is the idea that Southeast Asia is inherently unsafe. Movies, outdated stereotypes, and occasional headlines about natural disasters or political unrest contribute to this myth. However, real data paints a very different picture. Many Southeast Asian countries, such as Thailand, Vietnam, and Malaysia, have lower violent crime rates than parts of the United States. Petty theft exists, just as it does in Paris, Barcelona, or New York. But the majority of expats report feeling safer walking home at night in Chiang Mai than in Los Angeles. Consider Singapore, one of the safest cities in the world, where crime rates are among the lowest globally. Even in less developed countries like Vietnam, foreigners often remark on how safe they feel walking through bustling street markets late at night. The truth is that safety depends on common sense and situational awareness, not geography. For many expats, Southeast Asia feels not only safe, but also welcoming and community-driven. Stress and burnout, the Western epidemic. Beyond financial pressures, mental health challenges are becoming a defining crisis in the West. Surveys show that burnout, stress, and depression are on the rise, fueled by long work hours, competitive job markets, and the digital overload of modern society. The pressure to hustle and constantly achieve has left many Westerners feeling drained, disconnected, and purposeless. By contrast, life in Southeast Asia often offers a slower, more balanced pace. Countries like Thailand and Indonesia emphasize community, wellness, and daily rituals that promote relaxation. Whether it's yoga retreats in Bali, meditation in Chiang Mai, or simply taking time to enjoy meals with friends and family. The cultural emphasis on mindfulness and togetherness directly counters the individualistic, high-pressure lifestyle that has left many Westerners searching for alternatives. Southeast Asia has poor healthcare. Another common fear is that moving to Southeast Asia means sacrificing quality healthcare. But in reality, many Southeast Asia countries have world-class medical facilities that attract not only expats, but also medical tourists from around the globe. Thailand, Malaysia, and Singapore, for instance, are leaders in affordable, high-quality healthcare. Bangkok's Bumrungrad International Hospital is accredited by the Joint Commission International and has been ranked among the top hospitals in the world. Medical procedures such as dental work, eye surgeries, and even complex operations cost a fraction of what they would in the U.S. without the crushing burden of health insurance premiums or surprise medical bills. Expats find healthcare in Southeast Asia to be both accessible and stress-free. The housing dream. Reality in Southeast Asia versus illusion in the West. In the West, the idea of owning a home is slipping further out of reach. Millennials and Gen Z, burdened by student loans and stagnant wages, face a reality where buying property in major cities is almost impossible. Even renting often requires roommates well into adulthood. In Southeast Asia, however, the housing market tells a different story. Expats can rent or buy modern, spacious apartments with amenities like pools, gyms, and security, often for less than the price of a small studio in the West. In places like Da Nang, Vietnam, or Cebu, Philippines, expats enjoy beachfront living at prices that would be unimaginable in California or the French Riviera. While property ownership laws vary for foreigners, long-term leases and investment opportunities make Southeast Asia an attractive alternative for those priced out of Western real estate. Southeast Asia has no career opportunities. A major myth is that moving to Southeast Asia means throwing away your career or settling for less. This couldn't be further from the truth. The region is experiencing rapid economic growth, driven by booming industries like tech, e-commerce, renewable energy, and tourism. Countries such as Vietnam are being called the next Asian tiger, with GDP growth rates consistently outpacing those in Europe and North America. For digital nomads, entrepreneurs, and remote workers, Southeast Asia provides a perfect environment. Affordable living, modern co-working spaces, and vibrant international communities. Many Westerners have successfully built startups in Bali, taught English in Bangkok, or worked remotely from Malaysia while enjoying a far higher quality of life than they could afford back home. In fact, governments are increasingly recognizing this trend and introducing digital nomad visas to attract global talent. Community and belonging. What the West has lost. Another overlooked factor is the sense of community. In many Western cities, loneliness is a silent epidemic. Studies reveal that millions feel socially isolated despite living in densely populated urban centers. The fast-paced, individualistic culture often leaves little time for neighbors, family, or genuine friendships. In Southeast Asia, community and hospitality are cultural cornerstones. From shared meals to local festivals, from neighbors checking in on each other to vibrant expat networks, life in Southeast Asia is filled with opportunities for human connection. Many Westerners report that they feel more supported, welcomed, and socially engaged in Southeast Asia than they ever did back home. The warmth of local communities contrasts sharply with the cold anonymity of many Western cities. Life in Southeast Asia means lower quality of living. The assumption that life in Southeast Asia is somehow lesser than the West is perhaps the biggest myth of all. Yes, infrastructure may look different in some countries, but the quality of life depends on what you value. If constant financial stress, long commutes, and isolation define the Western lifestyle, then cheaper housing, healthier diets, stronger community ties, and greater freedom in Southeast Asia arguably represent a higher quality of life. Consider lifestyle factors. In Southeast Asia, fresh tropical fruit, affordable massages, vibrant street food, and year-round warm weather contribute to daily well-being. Leisure activities, from island hopping to exploring ancient temples, are accessible and affordable. In the West, such luxuries are often expensive add-ons to an already strained budget. Real stories, from struggle to freedom. The data tells one story, but personal experiences make it real. Take Sarah, a 32-year-old graphic designer from London. She was working 60-hour weeks, barely affording rent, and struggling with anxiety. After relocating to Chiang Mai, she now works remotely, spends less than half her old expenses, and has rediscovered joy through travel and friendships. Or consider James, a retired firefighter from California. In the US, his pension barely covered basic costs. In the Philippines, however, he lives in a beachfront community, enjoys affordable health care, and has built strong social ties. His story is not about running away, but about reclaiming freedom and dignity in retirement. Such stories are not exceptions. They are increasingly common as more Westerners recognize the possibilities of living abroad. The role of technology, making relocation possible. What makes this migration trend even more feasible today is technology. Remote work, online businesses, and digital connectivity have erased many of the old barriers to relocation. Video calls, cloud collaboration, and global banking systems allow Westerners to live in Southeast Asia while still earning Western salaries. This hybrid model combines the best of both worlds: high income with low cost of living. Co-working hubs in Bali, Ho Chi Minh City, or Kuala Lumpur are filled with professionals who've embraced this lifestyle. Rather than being tied to one location, they're free to design their lives around experiences, not expenses. Moving abroad is too risky. The final myth is that relocating to Southeast Asia is too risky or complicated. In reality, millions of expats live happily and securely across the region. Governments are increasingly creating visa pathways for retirees, entrepreneurs, and remote workers. Online communities and relocation services make the transition smoother than ever before. Of course, challenges exist: cultural differences, bureaucracy, or homesickness. But they pale in comparison to the stress, debt, and burnout many face in the West. The real risk, for many, is staying stuck in a system that no longer serves them. A paradigm shift in lifestyle. The growing migration from west to east isn't just about economics, it's about values. Western societies often equate success with material wealth and endless productivity. Southeast Asia, on the other hand, offers a lifestyle where happiness, health, and community come first. It's about redefining what truly matters and reclaiming a sense of freedom that has been eroded by the pressures of modern Western life. Thank you, guys, for watching. If you want more videos like this, make sure to like the video and hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.